Hi folks, how you doing today? This is going to be a quick video on, I guess you could say, tutorial on crew management for World of Tanks. But before I get to that, I just wanted to say that they just did an update for World of Tanks, and I hope whenever they get around to doing another update, they tone down the lighting in the premium garage. It's not too bad when you look at it from this side, but when you turn around to here, just look at the glare off that thing. I mean, if I look at that too long, I get a headache. So yeah, lighting, it's a little bit bright in the premium garage. Hopefully they take care of that. But now on to crew management. Now I'm going to acquire some new vehicles right now. So let me go to my tech tree. And first ones I'm going to get are British. Let's get the Birch gun. And that's one thing for crew management. Obviously, you have the options to do these here if you have the money. But this tutorial is mainly if you don't use extra money to train your crew up quickly, like me. Because I always go with the 50% bonus and just rely on crew I already had. So, Birch gun, and we're going to get the AT2 because I saw they were on sale. I didn't originally intend to get those this soon, but with that sale, I figure I have to go for that. Alrighty, now let's locate them in my garage. Alright, so as you can see, you start with 50% crew. Now I just click on them, and then I have crew from my Electo and Valentine. I actually have the crew for both. And the reason I have crew for both is that was before I really understood crew management myself, so I was just leaving crew laying around everywhere or dismissing them one or the other without really managing them properly. Commander for my tank destroyer is better. Now, you can see he's got a red number there, but even with the red number, he's better than the 50% to start with. But then you just go to his personal file, training, current vehicle, go to free like I always do, and then he bumps up to 69%. So, doing that, that's actually a bit better than if you were using just a raw 50% green recruit, which if you don't pay attention, that you might end up doing that without really thinking about it, because it took me quite a while before I really even paid attention to what I was doing with my crew. And I mean, that's really the basic idea there. Just go find your best tank destroyer crews. That is another thing you need to remember, is it is a bigger penalty if you move tank crew to tank destroyers or artillery to tank destroyers than if you take crews from other tank destroyers. So you always want to keep crew in the same line if possible. Although every once in a while I have made changes, usually it's best to try and use tank destroyer crews always for your next tank destroyers and tanks with tank crews and so on. And let me see now, let me do that. Let's just, see, for some reason when you go to the retrain, to retrain all of them, it wants me to do the 75% option. It won't let me do the free one, so you have to do it individually. Just right click, training, current vehicle, is going to be 71%. And then now it actually shows them 77%, and if you're unaware of that, the commander gives a bonus. The commander is 70%, so he gives a 7% bonus. Now once the commander gets up to 100%, it'll be a 10% bonus. Basically, the commander's bonus is 10% of whatever his current skill is, so he gives a 7% bonus to the crew right now. Oops. Oh, there we go. Alright, so AT2 is all taken care of. Now, the birch gun, I don't think there's really much I can do with that, because I don't think I have any of my previous British SPG crew available, because they never really got good enough to be worth keeping after I was done with the Section 2. Although, honestly, now see, this is a little, something I can show you, is there is a bigger penalty to moving tank destroyer crew to artillery. You know, crossing any of those lines, there's a bigger penalty, but it still actually may be better than a 50% crew. So let's see, after I train him, what's he going to be? And no, there's actually no bonus, because he would go all the way back down to 50% from he was at 80%. So I think I will just, I guess I'll just leave the stock crew that it comes with for this. And another thing to remember is when you got those 50% crews, if you've replaced them, a whole crew like I just did, usually, as you can see, I have 0 bunks currently, so usually you take those 50%ers and just dismiss them. I mean, unless you're pretty sure you're going to have a need somewhere else real soon, in your British or German or whatever line. Like, for the first time in a long time recently, actually on my German side, I've actually had to start recruiting a few new people. Just because some of the new vehicles that I've gotten, the crews steadily get bigger. And of course, part of that reason, though, is because I keep so many of my German vehicles that I've already researched past. Like, as you can, I'll just show you real quick. These are all of the German vehicles I have, so I have a ton of them that I still keep and use sometimes, so I have to have a lot of German crew on hand. Now, another thing to remember is the missions to get the female crew. Now, I kind of botched this, because when I acquired her, I originally trained her for Jag Tiger, because I was in the process of getting my Jag Tiger. But I didn't do my due diligence in looking at my Ferdinand crew. Because as you can see here, now she's 100% with her first skill and 22% on her second skill. Well, when I actually looked at my Ferdinand crew, I realized, well, he's already 100% on his and 80% on his next skill. So he's actually better than her. So that's one thing to remember, is because if you train a female crew member for a tank you don't have yet, just make sure the crew that you don't already have crew that's better than them available. Now, if you're fairly new to the game, you probably don't have to worry about that, but that's something that you need to kind of not forget, because I kind of botched that. And she's not even 100% quite yet, again, on the Stug, and I'm about to retrain her to go into the Toaster. And let me just show you, if you're not sure what a toaster is, I guess I'll just show you that real quick. That would be this PZFCL4C, which I am about to acquire pretty quick here. Alright, now let me think, was there anything else? I think I showed you pretty much everything that I wanted to show you as far as that. Just don't disregard your crew, especially like once you get to about tier 5, it takes long enough to grind through that vehicle that crew is usually going to be fairly good. So it's better to keep that crew and put them in the next vehicle and just retrain them, even though there's usually, I think it's about like a 20% penalty to retrain. On average, like I said, the penalty, it varies a little bit if you're moving TD crews to tanks or SPGs. If you're mixing them in different lines, then it may be more or less. But just remember, look at your crew, how good your current crew is, and it's usually better to move that crew to the next vehicle and dismiss the new crew. Or, I mean, what I do, because I have so many German vehicles, Like, I put guys in these vehicles and I train them, and they actually can be pretty good. Like my Martyr 38 crew, they're 80, 90, 87. I actually took the radio operator and loader that originally came with that and moved them into my Ferdinand. That's why these two guys, you can see they're only 60% and the rest are only 80%ers. Because I took my Stug crew and moved them to this, but there's only 4 people, so I needed 2 others, so I pulled them from the Martyr 38. Because the Stug crew, they were pretty good. They were about halfway through their first skill, and I needed these guys as fillers. So you can use these older vehicles, just to keep training crew, because this is my Stug crew once again is getting pretty good. But it's going to be a while before I get any new TDs available in the German line, well, other than the toaster, and I think I pretty much have that crew figured out. I'm going to pull people from the Martyr 38, and I have a couple gunners available. Now, another quick note or suggestion I would like to make is I wish that they would make it so you could change the qualifications of your commander or any position. Like, let's say, for instance, if I wanted to promote my gunner here to a commander, I mean, he's been a gunner for a long time, and as you can see, he's got quite a few marks there, which, I mean, for me, this is a pretty good. But let's say his qualification is gunner. Let's say if I wanted to change that, hit commander, well, I would have to pay like 500 gold to do that. Whereas you can recruit brand new crew members for free if they're 50%. And for just like, it's 20,000 silver, you can train them up to 75% crew members for almost nothing. And then if you want to train 100%, that would be a little bit of gold, but even then, I don't think it's that much gold as they're asking for there. Let me just look at it for a second. 200 gold to recruit 100% commander. So, I don't know why in the world does it cost 500 gold just to change the qualification of somebody I already have. I don't know, that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, the reason why I bring that up is, to me, it would be a lot more fun, because I would like to be able to promote my gunners and drivers and crews as I steadily progress. I mean, I have fun managing my crew and things like that. So hopefully that's one thing they change down the road here. And I guess we'll see. But I think that's about everything I wanted to tell you on this. Oh, so thanks for watching.